What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to look at some US coins that I recently purchased and how to tell the difference between a real coin and a counterfeit coin. A lot of people tend to make the mistake and think that only Chinese coins are faked, but the reality is the US Morgan and Peace Dollar are two of the most heavily counterfeited coins on the market today. Up until now, my videos have primarily focused on world coins and occasionally touched US coins, but in this episode I'm going to talk a little bit more about my recent Morgan and Peace Dollar purchases. One of the main reasons that I've stayed away from US silver dollars is the difficulty in pricing or valuing various conditions and various dates. The price difference between grade to grade and year to year is a lot more difficult with Morgan dollars than it is for modern bullion, because with modern bullion you know that there's somewhat of a baseline. What I mean by that is that all modern bullion starts off uncirculated and in mint state condition, whereas when you find a Morgan, more than likely the coin has been circulated for many years. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's more advanced and difficult than I was ready for when first getting into this hobby. It's something that I decided later on after I started learning more about the coins themselves. Now that I have more experience and knowledge in general about coins, I'm more confident at looking at these Morgans. And as you can see, I have a high grade Morgan and several grades of Morgans in between. And this is what I wanted to kind of look at. Now, looking at these two, which I purchased off of Craigslist, I noticed something was a little bit off, and maybe you'll spot it once you take a look that it's a 1886 CC, Carson City. For the people that know, you guys are already saying it, they didn't make these in 1886 at the Carson City Mint. This is a fake. It's a counterfeit. Now, you can probably guess what I'm about to say about this 1900 O. It is also counterfeit. This one's a little bit easier to tell because the eagle doesn't line up when you flip it vertically. For the untrained eye, this would probably pass as a legitimate coin. If not, please tell me in the comments how you could recognize it, because from what I could tell with this loop, I could not see anything or notice anything that was out of place other than the eagle. When most people think of counterfeit, they think of Chinese pandas or products from China. But for me, when I first got started and I started trying Craigslist as a way to buy coins, I noticed that these Morgans were more often fake or counterfeit than any other coin. Here's a look at two 1886s between a real one and a fake one. Can you spot the difference? For me now, it's still difficult for me to tell which one is real and which one is fake by looking at it. So when it's in these flips, it's a little more difficult to tell. Luckily, there's more than one way to tell if a coin is real. So I go through the motions and I try some other things. Let's start off with the ping test. Okay, that sounds about right? That's what we're supposed to hear. Alright, let's open this one up and see how this one performs. To my untrained ear, that still sounds pretty darn close to the silver one, the real one. I don't know about you, but I can barely tell a difference, and I'm not even sure which one is the real one at this point. To me, this one sounds fake. Alright, so I'm still not sure, so I bring out my magnet that I have attached to my knife. So maybe this will tell me. This will tell me for sure if it's real or fake. Wait a second. That looks right. So up until this point, everything still looks proper. I double check, yeah, there is some drag, so there's some magnetic resistance there. By the way, that background noise is my dog snoring, so forgive him He gets bored when I make these videos. Alright, let's try something else. This time, let's look at the physical dimensions of the coin. Let's take this piece dollar. They're about the same size, right? And, well, one looks a tiny bit thinner, but it could just be the coin because it's worn out. I mean, how do I know? Let's check against another one. Yeah, sort of, right? So, this might pass. I mean, I'm not sure just yet. So up until this point, it's passed all my tests, and I'm not sure what else to check. So instead, I know what I'll do. I know what you guys are thinking, and I was prepared when I did meet up with these guys off of Craigslist, and it is to use a scale. Now, let's take a look at what these things are supposed to weigh. Remember the 1886 Morgan on the right? That happens to be the real one. And let's go ahead and see what it's supposed to weigh. Yep, 26.6 plus 1. 0.1 is okay. This one is 18.9. This was the giveaway. So this is how I knew that that one was fake and the other ones are real. Now, whenever I receive an order of silver dollars, I weigh it to make sure it's the appropriate weight and check the size to make sure it's appropriate dimensions. So when meeting up with this guy, I brought my little scale and then I showed him what it weighed and how much it's supposed to weigh. And I decided to buy the fakes off of him just so that I could have it and study it. I ended up giving him $1 for each counterfeit just so I could take it home and then take a closer look and inspect to see what the differences were. And when you look at it like this, you can see that the cartwheel around the rim and the space between the neck and the one are another giveaway. So here's a look at the reverse, and let me know what you can see on here, because on the reverse I couldn't really tell where there was a difference. As far as the cost for the 6 real Morgan dollars, I paid $20 shipped each, which amounted to just above $19, which I thought was a pretty good price for the condition that they were in. Let me know in the comment section if you think that's a good price or what is a good price for the kind of Morgans and piece dollars that I got. And until then, I'm not sure if I'm going to go down that rabbit hole, but I'll make sure I have the tools with me. So until the next video, please comment, like, and subscribe.